fancy seeing you here. It's Bryant with Six Flags Over Texas Source. We are at Six Flags Over Texas. It's during the week, it's a Wednesday, so I'm kind of hoping it doesn't get too crowded out here. So far, so good. Today is going to be a lot of ride riding. Yes, ride riding. And we'll kind of look around, see if anything is happening with Fright Fest stuff. See if that Churros stand's finally open. That hasn't opened in like 3 months. Yeah, we'll eat some food. We'll maybe try to speculate what's coming next season. So let's go. So here's something I've never done in a video. Ride Runaway Mountain. Do you guys want to see what it looks like to ride Runaway Mountain? Ta-da! Haven't been on this in a while. It's still a really fun ride though. Completely pitch black on the inside. Really fun little roller coaster. Next up is Runaway Mine Train. Now, this is considered the first steel tubular roller coaster in the world, but there is a little debate on that. So if you guys know what the debates are, feel free to mention it in the comments. I'm not going to say anything about it, because the ride that gets debated with this is definitely a different type of ride. So, feel free to debate amongst yourselves. Here's the station. Wow, look at the station. It's not very busy here yet, but I've noticed that a lot of rides are closed. Probably seen about 4 or 5 rides closed so far. I'm not sure if they're going to open later or if they're just going to be closed. Kind of strange, but who knows? It is kind of that weird week where people are going back to school, so they just might not be able to staff it. So the interesting thing about Mine Train is you don't really get to see the ride, but here it comes out of the tunnel. Always a really fun little classic family ride, but you definitely need to ride it just from a historical aspect as well. Next up, we're going to do Superman Tower of Power, which is a 325-foot launch tower that I can't show you because there is a tarp to catch things that gravity affects. So this is Lauren's first time at the park. It's always fun to come with somebody when they haven't been here before, regardless of what park it is. We just rode Superman. What did you think?
I think my stomach is still all the way up here, but it was a fun time.
Yeah, you're gonna have to forgive that New York Giants hat she has on.
No,
but
excuse me, it's the best hat.
Yeah, we'll let you think that. The suspense is killing them. We're over here at Texas Gifts, which is kind of on the border of Texas and Tower. Are they ever not having a huge sale? I don't know. I'm actually going to go in and kind of see what they have. Well, if you guys want a shirt from 2015, you just come in here and you can buy one. Or 2016. They don't discriminate. Any year that's just not the current year, I guess. This is interesting. I didn't know it was a thing to sell merchandise from years past, but hey. Six Flags hasn't actually officially announced what they're doing for Fright Fest, but I would assume it's quite a bit of the same stuff, especially when it comes to shows and haunted houses. Not sure if we're getting anything new. I'm not really sure where it would go, but if they bring back Piggy's Bloodshed, which is probably the best haunted house, this is where it'll be. It's inside these buildings. Entrance is actually right here. Of course they built a facade over this, but that's the entrance. We just went into Heroes, which is in the Old South section. You guys want a Superman hero light to turn on and sit on a desk or something? Yeah. The inside of the store is actually really cool, to be honest with you. I actually like this poster quite a bit. It's like, here's all of the superheroes with no faces. If you guys come over into the Old South section behind Six Below, you can see this really cool mural. This is over by Southern Palace, kind of across the pathway of this really cool steamboat. One thing I want to point out is you see where it says Leaves Calloway's Landing? That is a tribute to the past park president, Steve Calloway. I usually never try to really point this stuff out, but we are at Majestic Theatre over by Judge Roy Screen, and the park does a really good job of consistently making this building look like it's abandoned. Got the nice paint chipping and the neon falling off. Like I said, normally I'd give them the benefit of the doubt, but it's just a running theme with this building. Friends, I'm here to tell you that the churro stand that looks like it's supposed to be in the Spain section of the park, but is actually in the Gotham City section, is now open, and you can get a churro on the snack, as a snack option on your dining pass. And you can actually get a souvenir cup refill. So you can get a churro sundae, Oreo cookie blast churro. You can also get a salted caramel delight churro. So that's fun. They do have premium filled churros. You can do chocolate, strawberry, Bavarian cream, caramel, pineapple, and apple. However, those are not part of the dining pass. Only the traditional churro is. Interesting theme here for being in Gotham City though. Not so sure about that. In recent seasons, this building right here, which is now used as an arcade area, is actually a haunted house. The one that's in total darkness. They haven't actually started working on it yet, so maybe they're gonna try to throw this stuff up super quick, or maybe it's not coming back. I guess we'll find out here pretty soon, because we're just a little over a month away from Fright Fest. It's time for a little Mr. Freeze reverse blast action. About to get launched backwards out of this tunnel. Here they go. So I know it wasn't too crazy. No big deal. How was Mr. Freeze?
I think I left my dignity up somewhere up on there.
Oh my gosh. I know I've been a bad vlogger lately because this has been open for a while now. But over here at Batman, you can actually purchase a video of your ride. And that's interesting. They used to have this on Pandemonium back when it was Tony Hawk, and it lasted all of about half a year. But this one is still working, so I guess the technology that they're using is going really well for them. Extreme coaster shot. We're back at Casa de las Banderas to have a southwestern salad again. This is a meal on the dining pass. And I'm eating here again, and you know how critical I am of food. So it's pretty decent, and it's decent again today as well.
Thank you guys, Fright Fest, because please remain seated until the ride.
What's that horror theme song? It's like... Oh no! Yosemite Sam stole all the gold again. Don't cry. It'll be okay. Is Bugs Bunny gonna move? Oh wait, his mouth is moving a little bit. Awkward silence. Okay. Oh, that silly coyote. He's trying to drop that anchor on the Roadrunner. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because he got hung up. Oh.
He looks like he needs a bath.
So, well, maybe. Oh, that thing's gonna spray water. Daffy Duck is really good at miming. He could be a ventriloquist. Look at the donkey, though. Uh-oh. Oh, he's gonna knock the boulder over. I think we might be getting close to catching him, but I'm not sure. Bugs isn't telling us enough info.
So with that, you want this range of things, do you?
Normally there are some geysers here, but none of them work. It's kind of sad. Oh, he thinks he's clever. Got my dynamite. Gonna get that rabbit. You should be worrying about your gold. Hold on. Oh man, look at that. He's got you now. Oh my goodness. Did you see how that just happened out of nowhere?
This time he's gone.
Underlay, underlay. It's the big shootout. Don't, oh no, Mardi. Oh, rats. Kablow.
Hands up, Sam.
And I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kid. Oh wait, that's a different cartoon. Just kidding. We were lucky enough to get to go up on Oil Derrick again, and a few people have been asking me, what are we getting for 2018? Well, the park really hasn't said anything. One thing that could be expected is possibly disco, which is, if you go to Fiesta, Texas, and you've ridden Hurricane Force 5, that's that type of deal. I'm not sure if anything's going on this empty plot of land. The building on the back end of this has kind of been reconstructed and patched up to be storage, so we'll see how far back they actually go on that plot of land. A disco could definitely fit somewhere else. Another thing we might get is possibly the Mardi Gras parade. Like I said, nothing's been officially announced, but that's just kind of speculation stuff that if we do end up getting that stuff, don't be surprised. So a really cool thing just happened up on top of Oil Derrick. I was recording that video for you guys showing that little plot of land that's not used. Security guard came up to me and said, "You can't record up here." And I said, "Really?" I actually thought he was kind of joking for a second, but then I quickly realized he was serious. So I came down, talked to some park management, and they said, "What are you talking about? That's not a policy." So that's kind of an interesting situation. I'm not really, if someone tells me to stop doing something, I'm not going to challenge it just because that's not an appropriate way to do it. But just so you guys know, and you can kind of make your own judgment, you can record up there. It's not a policy, even though somebody thought it was. So we're over by the entrance of Titan, which we're about to go ride. And if you look back here, haunted house goodness. So on top of the two haunted houses that you saw in Texas Arena from our last video, this haunted house, which was zombie infestation last year, is constructed. So we know at least 3 or 4 haunted houses are happening. And I would assume that they're probably going to be the same things. Right, Texas Giant. Well, just got off Titan. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I actually haven't ridden that at all this season, and I just pick other things over that. I'll be really honest. But I did want to show you guys what they're doing over at the picnic pavilion. Looks like they are doing some kind of, well, it looks like they're finished, but they did some kind of remodel over here. So it looks like this is, if you're doing like a private event, like a corporate event, you have a place to hang a sign. And they really widened this out back here, so this looks like it's going to be a lot more enjoyable for events that have larger quantities of people. This could have happened a long time ago, but to be honest, I just haven't been over here all year. It's snack time, so y'all already know where I went. I went to Miss Abby's in Texas. We got our 3 cookies, you know, got to keep it consistent here. And so we got this sugar cookie with frosting and sprinkles, got the M&M's cookie, and then a regular chocolate chip cookie. These are always super solid if you're not watching your weight and you want something delicious at the park. They also serve brownies and ice cream there. The brownies look even more fattening, so yeah, you decide what you want. You could also get fruit cups at other places, like the restaurant we're sitting behind right now. No guilt. you guys can see, I'm not in a back area or anything. I'm just standing at one of the entrances of Texas Arena. Looks like Cadaver Hall is coming back. So, pretty good haunted house. So, nice to see it coming back. I'm sure these two haunted houses in Texas Arena are probably the same. You'll probably have Circus Berserkus on the other end and Cadaver Hall on this end. Last ride of the day is going to be Justice League Battle for Metropolis. We gotta stop them and their reign of terror. Cyborg is like, Lex Luthor? What are you talking about? Yeah, he's like, it's like the blinking man meme. He's like, what? What are you saying, Lex Luthor?
These recruits aren't going to be frightened by your delusional power.
Yeah, we're not frightened by your delusional power game.
And nothing will stop us.
Yeah. Take that. Oh, he looks angry.
Don't listen to his scare tactics.
Yeah, they're just scare tactics. Oh, this guy. My goodness. His eye is so real looking. So this is what Cyborg does when he's just chilling. He just looks around and stands there in one spot. I just want to point out that that was one of the better experiences I've had on Justice League in a while. A lot more things than normal were working and it was great. What'd you think?
My favorite.
Yeah, really fun ride. I definitely whooped her and everyone else on the car. I finally won for the first time in my life. So, it said I scored in the top 4% of all time. I don't know if that's true, but hey, I'll go with it. Now if you go over to Looney Tunes Mall, they actually have a whole other kind of superhero shop on the far end, kind of close to the France entrance side. So if you don't want to go to Heroes, there actually is a little bit of different stuff in here, so it might be worth a look if you're looking for some superhero stuff. You guys remember that deal where you could rent a battery to charge your phone? It's gone. So just keep that in mind. You might want to bring your own or make sure your phone is charged before you come to the park, because it looks like you can't get it anymore unless it's moved and I just don't know where it is. I just want to point out that on the front end of Looney Tunes Mall, over on the side more towards front gate, you can get souvenir cup refills. They also sell bottled beverages, and they have fudge, cake balls, chocolate covered apples, and some of that stuff is on the dining pass. So if you have a sweet tooth and you're looking for something like that, this is a good option. Alright folks, the park actually closes at 6 today, so it's about 5:45, so we're gonna head out. Really pleasant visit today. It was really nice. Lots of good things happening out here, and you know, there's still just those things that just happen at this park. I'm not gonna harp on it, but overall very pleasant trip. We got to ride a lot of rides. Our food experiences were very good, and the park was in pretty decent shape. So that's gonna do it for this visit. I did do another park area tour of this park. I haven't done one of Six Flags Over Texas, so we'll get that first one rolled out. We'll do a non-narrated version, narrated version for those who prefer one or the other. And that'll be rolling out hopefully within the next week or two. At the end of August is when we should know about our new ride or anything else we might be getting next year. So as soon as that information becomes available, I'll be sure to talk about that. And we're about a month and a week and a half-ish away from Fright Fest, so that's coming up. The park it's just kind of a normal park before Fright Fest happens. This is kind of their transition period. As you guys saw, not really a lot of stuff happening yet other than haunted houses, so haven't really seen any theming pop up like we have at Fiesta Texas. Now keep in mind, Fiesta Texas is starting theirs a week earlier than Over Texas, so that's interesting. And I do want to point out that they have extended Fright Fest to the Monday and Tuesday, the 30th and the 31st, which is day before Halloween and Halloween. When they released park hours at the beginning of the year, it was only going to go to the 29th, which was the Sunday. So the park will be open, I believe it's 6 to 11 on those days. We do have that up on our website on the park hours page. Now, when Fright Fest stuff is released, we will have a guide for that on the website. We'll talk about the haunted houses, live shows, scare zones, anything else you might need to know, tips, tricks, ways to make your Fright Fest visit as successful as possible, so be on the lookout for that. We'll probably post about that on Facebook and Instagram when that stuff becomes available. So we appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you check out the main website, follow us on social media to keep up with park updates and see what we're working on. Thanks for watching, guys.